You ready?
Rockies, everything ready in the booth. All the cameras are rolling. All the audio tape is rolling. You need a marker? Okay. Hold on. Let me get this one rolling here. All right. I got the backup mic rolling too.
Okay.
All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted, and let's talk Landman.
That Paramount Plus extravaganza from Taylor Sheridan.
You might know Taylor from the likes of Yellowstone, 1923, something else, a Yellowstone adventure.
He's hot right now.
He's got about 7 shows.
He is Mr. Hollywood. He's
Cesario.
Run with it, Taylor. Run with it. That's all I can say.
Good writer. Really good writer.
And yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, Landman, Paramount Plus, 10 episodes. They range from anywhere from 40 minutes up to the finale, which was 80 minutes.
Of heat.
Most of them are about 50 to 60 minutes in length. So there you go. And let's see here. They star Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, he's an actor's actor. I mean, he's
the best.
I mean, there's just nothing you can say other than, I mean, you say Billy Bob Thornton, you should just boom, Oscar winner.
Mm-hmm.
Sling Blade. You know. Ali Larter.
Whipped cream bikini from my like right out of high school into college days.
What was it? Whipped cream bikini? Was the name of a movie or something?
No, she was in Varsity Blues that came out in 1999.
I didn't watch a lot of TV.
No, it was a movie with James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek, where they were a Texas football.
Didn't they turn
program.
that into a series though?
That's. I don't
where I was
think so.
going. No,
no, they did that with Friday Night
Lights. Okay.
No, you remember this one because it was the whole thing of James Vanderbeek going, "I don't want your life," and it was like a big thing back then.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Anyway,
I've never been a big James Vanderbeek fan.
Hey,
so
hey.
I just I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
and apparently, I'm not alone because his career hasn't, broken any glass ceilings.
Well, hers has. She's been working since then, very steadily, but always playing like this, the hot chick.
Yeah.
But by Whipped Cream Bikini, every guy between 35 and 45 remembers Varsity Blues. She comes out when she asked Mox to come over and study in a whipped cream bikini.
Were they playing Stacy's mom in the background when she came out?
No, but she definitely is Stacy's mom now.
Oh, anyway, all right. Michelle Randolph. Now, and just so this is Ali Larter. She plays Billy Bob Thornton's ex-wife, and in the series, at least that's how they start off, and then they grow to be boyfriend and girlfriend again. I don't think they get married. I don't recall that happening or remarried.
I think they just said they were back together.
And, she pretty much just laid it down, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And their daughter is played by Michelle Randolph. And
never seen her in anything, but she's great in this.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
She's well, let me just go on. Jacob Lofland plays the son.
Yeah, he is from the movie Mud. That won a bunch of awards back in the day.
Billy Bob Thornton aside, because that's just a given. All right, first of all, everybody in this series does a great job. John Hamm's in it, and Demi Moore's in it.
Wasted. Doesn't do anything.
And
she has one scene in the whole show.
It's okay. It's all right.
Literally one scene.
That's all right. So
I don't think everybody kills it. I disagree
you
with you.
You do? Okay.
Kayla Wallace. I don't know what she's from. I'm sure she's done a million things. Doesn't do it for me. I can feel her acting.
Really?
She's the lawyer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very familiar with her. Well, I'm just looking at her credit sheet here, and nothing's jumping out at me as like, whoa, holy crap, she was in that.
Wait a minute. She was in When Calls the Heart?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That was
she
back
looks
in
like she was in a lot of
2014.
Hallmark movies.
Don't want to go
Yeah,
there. But
she was in a bunch of Hallmark movies and then did
she
When
doesn't
Calls
bother
the
me,
Heart.
Kat. She doesn't.
Okay,
All
cool.
right. Paulina Chavez,
She's great.
she's really good. And Calm Foree. I know I messed that up.
And James Jordan.
And yeah, James Jordan.
So,
But-
fun fact, I'm friends with James Jordan. We did True Blood together. He was part of my crew on True Blood.
Well, he's part of Billy Bob Thornton's crew in this series.
I know. But we were part of the same little group of racist, hateful people against vampires.
And you know what? Country singer Mark Colley, he has a number of appearances throughout the 10-episode series here. Ted, you want to tell them what it's about?
Yeah, it's about a landman, Billy Bob Thornton, who gets people to sign over land and keeps the wheels of the oil business going. And the wheels of the oil business are John Hamm. He's the money man. He puts everything out, but inevitably, Billy Bob Thornton runs into a whole set of problems every single day.
Every day.
The cartel, running drugs, rigs blowing up. I mean, he runs into different stuff every day. And my favorite part, or my favorite scene in the first episode, is when he is ordering a Michelob Ultra at the bar.
Right.
And the bartender says, "You want another one?" And he says, "Yeah." And he says something like, "Well, I don't drink." And he goes, "Buddy, that is alcohol." He goes, "Well, I tell you what, I'm going to have 6 of these right now, and I'm going to walk in here tomorrow and have 6 whiskeys, and you tell me which one's drinking." And I thought...
Yeah.
That was the funniest scene.
Yeah, he's an alcoholic, Billy Bob Thornton.
But he
is.
drinks
Beer-
Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, because that's not really alcohol, it's beer.
Well, Michelob Ultra especially is not really alcohol.
Okay, well.
It's like 3%. It's like an O'Doul's. Hey, you don't even drink very often.
No, I don't.
I
don't. I had my stint in college, and I think, you know what, I think I had my fair share then.
You could straight up not drinking. Maybe once a month you probably drink. Maybe. You can straight up drink 8 Michelob Ultras right now, and you will be like, I don't feel anything.
I don't know. I'm one of those people, Ted, that when I do drink, I'm pretty quick to buzz.
That's good.
But on the other hand, I'm pretty quick to come down too. So anyway, and for those of you out there listening, first of all, Ted, I have to stop right here. Put the brakes on. Somebody, Rocky, insert a sound effect of brake screeching. I have to send a shout out to Melissa from Wisconsin Rapids. What? Okay, we have a mutual friend, and the mutual friend passed through town this last week, and he, Roger Dodger, he informed me that she was one of our solid listeners.
Oh, Melissa?
Yeah, Melissa in Wisconsin Rapids. It's a population, I think, of about 18,000.
I love it.
So there's only like 3 Melissas in the whole town, I'm sure.
Melissa,
And
I want to just say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for listening.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, you tell us what you want us to watch and talk about, and we'll do it. Doesn't matter when it's from.
yeah, Roger's got my number, so you can always get in touch with us through him. And anyway, I had to do that. Anyway, a landman. I didn't know what a landman was until this series rolled around and they explained it to me. This is about the oil business. Mm-hmm. And a landman is a guy who goes out and leases land to obtain the mineral rights. And mineral, when they say mineral, they're talking about oil. So, and I never looked at mineral or oil as being a mineral, but they consider it a mineral. So there you go. This is about the oil business. And Billy Bob Thornton, star of the show, he is the landman.
He's a landman.
You can just call him the man.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think column 4A, and again, I'm killing his name there. I know he plays the in-house live-in attorney, and I really like him on this show.
Do you?
I do. His character resonates with me for some reason. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I think everybody's doing a great job in this series. I think this was a good series. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to get excited about something when it these days Taylor Sheridan, he gets up to plate with something. It's like, in baseball terms, this is Rodriguez. I mean, he's just knocking them out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't excited whatsoever to watch this.
I was kind of excited. I didn't know all the connections when I first started. I wanted to watch it to see what Billy Bob Thornton was up to, and I've always admired his skills and as an actor, and it was great.
Oh, it was.
I mean, he did a great job, and I was hooked. And I think I was like 4 weeks behind, so I got to binge the first 3 or 4 episodes, whatever it was, to get caught up. And then I went weekly, which, me, that's stupid, but I did just drop them all.
I watched them all in a row, like a week and a half ago.
Okay,
2 weeks ago.
I picked. I'm one of those early adapters.
I didn't really care for Yellowstone. It doesn't do anything for me.
No.
1923 also doesn't do anything, but shout out to my friend Dre who was on it.
With Harrison.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, seriously. I mean,
he didn't do a scene with Harrison. He did some, but he
just being on the set with him.
Yeah, he was an Italian boat captain. He said Buongiorno. Yeah,
so
I wasn't looking
never on his set with Harrison.
Never. I wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to watch this, but I love Billy Bob Thornton, and he's kind of great in everything he's ever done. So I threw it on, and the first opening scene when he has a bag over his head getting interrogated by the cartel, I was like, oh, they're going to flash back. Nope. This is the opening of the series. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Right there when he walked to the car and he drank 2 beers in a row, I was like, gosh, I'm hooked. This guy's great. Oh, and here's another fun connection for you. The waitress.
Yeah.
At the Patch or whatever the restaurant's called.
Right.
You know what she's from?
No.
She's Robin Lively, Blake Lively's sister, who was the star of the 80s classic Teen Witch.
I am not going down that lively hole today.
Karate Kid 3.
Okay, I'm taking your word for that one. I mean, she did a good job in this, but
she's great in everything.
I can't put her in
She's been working for like 40 years.
I can't put her in anything else, so, I mean, I can put Billy Bob Thornton and stuff.
Well, yeah, he's the GOAT.
I can put John Hamm and stuff, but I'm going to be able to put Michelle Randolph and stuff after this. So, just so y'all know, this is not a family-friendly series.
No.
This is sexually charged, and there's no real nudity, but there's a lot of innuendo and motion. Is that safe to say? There's a lot of motion, gyrating.
There's a lot of sexual
content, yeah. And yeah, and this is this is it. And this first series, the first season, this first season, though, I think the whole premise of the first season is they're trying to establish, which we find out in episode 10 is the way it is they're developing the relationship between Billy Bob Thornton, the landman, who manages John Hamm's oil company, and the cartel. That's the direction they've spent season 1 going. Now, season 2 hasn't officially been picked up yet.
There's no way it's not picked up.
So, well, you never know. You never know.
They would at least do one more season to close it up.
By the way, I'm rubbing my fingers together in the universal symbol of money.
You know what's fun? Let's normalize 3 seasons of a show. I feel like it's a lot lost on me. Like Stranger Things, I just could care less about this 6th season. Or like even Cobra Kai, which I love more than anything. Like
just about to drop.
Yeah, but it's like how much? This is it. Thank the Lord they finally stopped.
But look at this, Ted. We'll just keep this in mind. Back in the day, a season was 22 episodes. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter if it was a half-hour show or what would be, let me do my math here, 22 minutes because there were 8 minutes of commercials, or 44 minutes in an hour because there's 16 minutes of commercials. But there were 22 episodes in a season. There are only 10 episodes of this, so it's just a half season.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time when people showed up for work for 22 to shoot a series for 22 weeks out of the year.
For a sitcom.
Well, even dramas.
I feel like most dramas, maybe I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I guess until recently. I mean, they're still trying to knock an episode out in 2 weeks now.
I mean, it's...
They probably actually jump around on this. They probably, don't you think they probably jump around on this? They just get whatever scene?
I think they probably came in and just started shooting this thing like a movie.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
They just did it for 3 months and just went.
It's like, we're not going to overwrite this, so your dialogue's not going to be too difficult, and let's just go with it kind of thing.
That's what I think.
Because in a week, they'll probably shoot 2 episodes, get a week down to read script, go over lines, and then come back and shoot the next 2 episodes. So get it done. But anyway, I don't. That's the one thing I don't like about streaming is that they've taken the sacred 22 episodes for a full season down to 8 or 10 episodes to constitute a quote unquote season. Anyway. So I bet this was a good show. It was good drama. It is a drama, and but it's got funny moments in it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's very funny.
I mean, it definitely has its funny moments. Out of the cast here, who do you think? Who are you? Who resonated with you the most, Ted?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob.
Yeah, and I thought, I thought Ali Larter was. I think everybody is great except the lawyer, and she just doesn't. I don't buy it. Okay. I don't buy it.
Oh, I think she's a spitfire, and I like her. Again, Colm Foray, he resonated with me the most as a character that kind of holds it all together or brings it all back together when all the other characters start to go their own way.
Yeah.
Right. He's a hub there. But I kudos to Jacob Lofland, who plays the son, Cooper. I mean, he's carrying a big load in this series.
He's great.
I mean, he really, really, really is.
I'm ready for Demi Moore to have a bigger part in the second season.
Yeah, I could care less. I lived through the '80s and Demi Moore, so I'm good.
Oscar-nominated Demi Moore.
I'm good. I'm not detracting from her, but she's not a marquee name that draws my attention. Billy Bob Thornton still is, though.
I think she's probably a marquee name now because she got nominated for an Oscar.
Well, and here you talk about where the 20-somethings. Michelle Randolph, she's coming up. Jacob Lofland, I forget how old he was, but
Paulina Chavez.
He's down there. So there's some potential there. It just cracks me up, though, when I read that Michelle Randolph, who plays the 17-year-old daughter, was actually 27 in real life.
Oh, yeah. Can't do all that sexual stuff.
I mean,
what's also like...
and that gets to the point, though.
Did anyone buy either one of those 2 male athletes that she dated, the first one or the second one? Did anyone buy that they weren't 28-year-old men? I mean, the second one specifically looks like a 28-year-old man.
I figured they were in their, lower 20s, but I bought it. I bought her. My job. Gosh, I bought her.
I didn't buy her whatsoever.
No,
as a
really?
As a 17-year-old?
Well, I figured in real life she was 19, 20 years old.
What are you talking about?
I did.
I figured 25 at least.
As I was thinking after the third or fourth or fifth episode, when she's really turning on that Texas sexual charm, I was like, oh my God, if that was my daughter, that's 18, 20, whatever she is.
You thought she was 18?
Well, I did. I thought she was. I didn't think she was any older than 21, that's for sure. I was like, oh my gosh, good coaching. Let's go with that. But anyway, it's not coaching, it's real life experience.
Yeah, it's real life.
It's really heavy stuff. But anyway, all right, Ted, as a series, and I have to say I was thinking about this when I was coming up with my number for this series. It's so much harder to score a series than it is, for me, than it is to score a movie, to put a number on it.
It's definitely harder.
Because they're apples and oranges. So when it comes to just, there's a difference between a movie actor and a television actor. Mm-hmm. And that's just the bottom line to it, So when I give my number out on this, I don't want anybody out there to go, oh my God, he scored this higher than he scored, I don't know, a movie, like Touch.
Yeah. And
don't get me started on them because they didn't get nominated for the Oscar. And I was very sad about that. But anyway, I'm going to lead off. I'm just going to throw it out there, Ted. I'm giving this an 8-2 as a series. I know that's a big number, but it's a series number. So
I was going to give it an 8-6.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to argue with you over that.
It's not Last of Us for me, but it's pretty up there. Like that is the series that I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But this is very, very, very good. And I can't wait for season 2.
And, just wanted to say this too, for all of our older audience listeners, the separation of this from the late 70s, early 80s series, Dallas.
Oh.
I don't think there's a lot of difference in it. I mean, you got JR out in the oil fields now, not in a boardroom. And the sexual tension and all that with whoever he's with and Sue Ellen. Yeah, right?
I love that you just dropped that.
Oh, I love Dallas. Dallas was awesome. Did you know Patrick Duffy almost moved to Hendersonville?
Why?
I don't know. It was back in the 80s. And there was, I say rumors, the realtor's son who I went to school with, he confirmed it, that Duffy was looking for a home here.
I just want to say, what is everybody so obsessed with it here for?
Well, it was back in the 80s. I'm sure that Duffy was thinking music career or something. I don't know. It's like John Schneider and Tom Wopat coming off of the Dukes of Hazzard, and both of them, did their best to move into the country music genre after their Dukes days. Well, they did.
Now everybody's just on the autograph tour. Everybody just sits down every weekend at a fan con and signs.
There's a big one coming up here in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like half the cast from Stranger Things is there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did. I drew a correlation between this is a modern era Dallas drama, and it just shows how much more they get away with on television today from a promiscuity standpoint. I'm just saying, I'm helping my audience out there.
Yeah.
If you're of the older generation like myself and you were a Dallas fan, you're absolutely going to love this series. You just are.
Yeah.
You just are. Except for, and here's the elephant in the room, and it's out there. I'm going to say it. Andy Garcia was introduced in the last episode.
And you hate Andy Garcia.
Terry Benedict.
Ocean's 12 or 11 or 13.
Yeah, 11, 12, and 13, I think. All three of them. He plays the same character as he did in all the Ocean's movies in this movie.
What did he do to get so popular?
I've never been an Andy Garcia fan, and I'll tell you what, if there's a season 2, and I'm sure there will be, he's going to put me off. Every time he shows up in his smugness, Terry Benedict attitude, and that's exactly how he comes across. It's just gonna tear me away from the series. It just is.
I get you.
So I'm sad to see that. And the reason, folks, that it's going to tear me apart, not only am I not an Andy Garcia fan, and it's nothing personal, You know, he just doesn't do it for me because I don't know if he's like that in real life or not, but his characters have stuck with me, and they've stuck with me because they're repetitive. He plays the same character with a different name and a different motivation.
He's been in a lot of movies, man.
I know. So anyway, and he's playing a drug cartel boss.
I thought he was really good. Cool.
You know, I watched the series Narcos, right? Mm-hmm. Narcos Mexico and Narcos Colombia, and you look at the people, the actors that portray drug lords in those. That's, you think about it, that's probably the model.
Yeah.
So, but here comes Mr. Clean Cut, fancy speaking, dressed to the T, to the nines. Well, I'm just saying, Andy Garcia.
I like him, but I answered my question. I just looked it up. He was in The Untouchables. That's his first big thing.
That was okay. Again, the series is Landman. It's on Paramount Plus. They say you can watch it on Prime Video as well. I'll go ahead and throw that out. And 10 episodes. I don't recommend binging all 10 at one time because it would be a day-long
movie.
It would be a day-long task. But I do recommend watching this series. It's really, really good. It's better than Yellowstone in my book.
Let me do an impression of what I think that show's about.
Yeah.
They're going to sit at my table. I'm old and I'm in charge. Daddy, I'm going to smoke cigarettes and be feisty. My husband's a strong sound type. Baby, go get in the car. I'm going to go check this. Excuse me, sir. Can we pet the horse? You want to pet the horse, little lady? Come here. Let me let you pet the horse. Hey, man, can we get a picture of the horse? No. You just let her pet the horse. Yeah. If I let you, it makes me weak. That's what that show's about.
I'm going to submit this as an audition, the tape of the show, for audition for season 7 if there is one, because I think you should be on it.
Oh, I could be on that show like easy greasy. If you want me to go whisper and get like angry and stare off at something, then I can do it.
I gotta pull this up because I did not know this and it blew me away. Cole Hauser, who plays Rep.
Yeah. I've seen Cole Hauser he's like 6 years older than me. He was in Dazed and Confused.
That blew me away.
Yeah, he was literally 17 years old when he was in Dazed and Confused.
That blew me away. I was watching that or something about Cole Hauser, and he got his start in Dazed and Confused, and they showed him.
And he looks completely different. He's in Good Will Hunting.
Yes,
he's in Good Will Hunting.
Yeah,
he looks more like Dazed and Confused in Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, much more so. Yeah,
people forget that he's a redhead. They're like, "Oh, we're so in love with this brown-haired, sexy beast." I'm like, "He's a redhead. He's a ginger." Listen up, all you little freshman punks. If you just want to show up and get your licks instead of running all summer, just show up. We'll go ahead and get it out of the way.
All right. On that note. I'm an 8.2.
8.6.
Ted was an 8.6. Watch the series. It's good. Billy Bob Thornton. You can't go wrong with the multi-award winning actor that he is. And you know, and if anything, tune in for the bad hair dye. Another actor. We went over Dennis Leary.
Are you talking about Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah.
He's got gray hair in this.
He's got blonde hair in this.
Oh, is that supposed to be blonde? Shut your mouth, Andrew. That's supposed to be blonde? Have you seen him before we go? Have you seen him like probably one of my top 5 favorite actors, but I'm going to say it. He looks like Captain Jack Sparrow in these interviews. His beard and hair are black.
I know, right? But he's blonde in the show, and then here's a photo. I'm sitting and looking at him, and he's got a gray mustache, and he's got a gray and white beard.
He's 69 years old. Let it go.
Guys, it's just a running theme now of everybody in these bad hair dyes, and they're not good. I know. Look at that picture of him there. He looks like Billy Ray Cyrus in that photo.
Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. I mean,
we gotta watch out. Too many bars of that, and we'll have to pay a royalty.
What is going on? What am I looking at? What is that?
I know.
Hey, can you see me, camera? Because I want to say this. Hey, Captain Willoughby did it in the study with a candlestick. He looks like a cartoon character.
I love that look for him. I really do. And but it is one of those morphine situations. Who you going to get? Anyway, all right. On that note, and seriously on that note, thank you for listening to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.